Optimus freaking Prime. I love everything about this figure. Look, it even opens. It would be so cool if the Matrix of Leadership was in there, but this is from what, 1984, 85? Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Rod's Comics. This is a very special episode. We are talking about one of my favorite franchises in toys, in comics, in movies. We are talking about Transformers. So if you grew up with Voltus 5, mas matanda ka sa akin. But if you grew up with the Transformers, magkabatch tayo. So the Transformers was a collaboration between Takara Tomy in Japan and Hasbro in the United States. It was introduced in 1984 as a toy line that are known as Diaclone and Microchange in Japan. Then they rebranded it as Transformers by Hasbro for the Western markets. Marvel Comics did the backstory. It was led by the late, great Jim Shooter, writer Dennis O'Neil, who created the name Optimus Prime. And it was Bob Budiansky who created the main characters. The comics and TV series came out around the same time by Sunbow and Marvel Productions in 1984. The Transformers, the movie, came out in 1986. All the 80s kids had the touch and the power. The stuff I'm showing you are all part of my original collection, my organic collection. Hindi ko po siya binili nung matanda na ako. These are the toys that I played with. These are the comic books that I read back when I was a young boy during the mid to late 80s. This is an Insecticon. I forgot his name. I think there's like 3 or 4 of them in Gen 1. Transforms. I think this one transforms into like a grasshopper. So ayan, grasshopper na yan, I think. Okay? So, Insecticons. And they were very annoying because they would like bite on the Autobots as kakainin nila yung mga Autobots because they're like insects. Diba? This one is, I forgot what they were called, but this was sent by my Lola and my Lolo, who were based in Seattle, Washington, in the US. And I was actually in London living with my dad at the time. But they shipped these Transformers toys. That's how much they loved me. They sent me a couple of Transformers toys, and then they also sent me a comic book. I really like this. It looks like a Jeep. Look at that. That's so cool. And then he transforms into... there. So robot na siya. And then this one, yeah, looks like a Mustang. And that's all you have to do is just pull out the arms and fold out the legs and Transformers. Na rin siya. And they're actually both Autobots. Prove the authenticity of your Transformers toy. You have this hologram on the side that you can rub, and then the logo will come out, and you'll find out if it's a Decepticon or an Autobot. Depends on the insignia. You pull them back, and then you let go. Tapos, pag na-release na siya, I'll do a sample here. If it hits something, he pops up and becomes like a robot. There. It'll pop out like that. So, wala siyang possibility, but it's cool because like you pull him back and then if it bumps something, he transforms. Like a spring-loaded mechanism. I found a coupon in one of my Transformers figures, and then you can send it in and you can get one of these collectible guys. I forgot his name. Kind of reminds me of Prowl. So if you have this figure, it's because you mailed in the coupon and you ordered him. And of course, one of my favorites, it's Blitzwing. So there were 2 of them. The 2 first triple changers was Blitzwing and Astro Train. The other one changes into a train and something else. And the Blitzwing changes into this very cool looking jet. And then he can transform into, but I lost the tank attachment. He actually becomes the tank. So you put in the tank attachment here. And then, of course, he becomes, that's the robot version of Blitzwing. We have Hot Rod. Well, I guess you know why I love this Transformers robot. This is the Gen 1, the old school original Hot Rod when it came out. So if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. The Matrix of Leadership was passed on to him when Optimus Prime died. He became the new leader of the Autobots. Everybody thought it was going to be Ultra Magnus, but it was actually Hot Rod. The Gen 1 Optimus Prime. This is the highlight of my Transformers figure collection because obviously it's Optimus Prime. And the best thing about this Optimus Prime, it's Gen 1. He looks almost exactly like his cartoon version. Look how cool that is. Diba? Grabe. It's you know, this is Gen 1. Like how you see him as a comic book, how you see him in the cartoons, how you see him, or imagine him to be as a figure, as a toy, is exactly how he is. Ayan o. That's Gen 1 Optimus Prime. The son, the dad. This was actually my first Transformers figure. My dad bought it for me on the second day when I moved in with him and lived with him in London. And we were walking along Kensington High Street. We saw a toy store there. We went in. I saw this one along with Ultra Magnus and I think a couple of other Transformers figures. It was 20 pounds, UK pounds. Mind you, this was like 1985 or 86. And my dad bought it. So I couldn't believe it, all right? Optimus freaking Prime. I love everything about this figure. Look, it even opens. It would be so cool if the Matrix of Leadership was in there, but this is from what, 1984, 85? That's how many years ago, people, okay? And the figure still looks cool. And the wheels are real rubber. So, yeah. All right, so we got the figures out of the way. It's time to move on to what we really care about, us comics geeks, and we're talking about the comic books. Now, I used to have the full run of the Transformers comic series from Marvel, the 80s comic series from number 1 all the way to number 50. I think I traded or sold my number 1 back when I was still in high school. I still have some of them, and I still have some with some of the key issues or first appearance of certain characters. We'll start with number 4. This is the oldest one that I have. These are all first print. These are all the original. So number 4. Number 5 with a very cool, iconic Shockwave on the cover. I don't think this is his first appearance because I know in the cartoon, Shockwave appears in the first episode. And you have Shockwave and Megatron fighting for leadership. First appearance of the Dinobots. This is number 8. I do not know why I have a Conan comic book in the back, but I do. First appearance of Devastator. And back in the day, I think Devastator was the biggest Transformer. The Constructicons would combine and would become Devastator. First appearance of Jetfire. Now, this is one of the most disappointing figures in the toy line, if you ask me, because he's exactly a Robotech fighter. It's just a ripoff of the Macross, a Robotech, Veritech fighter. Doesn't even look like what he looks like in the cartoon or in the comics. Another Transformers cover. You see Megatron in his gun mode, number 14. I really didn't like this character. I really don't like this issue very much. If you're wondering why I have 2 issues of number 16, do I love a Bumblebee that much? Is this a special issue? Not really. My Lola sent in one of these books. I don't know which one. And also this one. And as you can see, she even wrote my name on it. That's her writing. She misspelled my full name, but that's my name. So this one, by the way, is a very depressing issue. So if you want to read a Transformers comic book with a lot of drama, this one. Mega Supreme, of course. The first Transformers city. It's more like a train track kind of base thing, but yeah, Omega Supreme was definitely more impressive than Devastator. Trypticon. So this was my final issue of the run for my Transformers Gen 1 comic series with Marvel. So I had the 1 to 50, but like I said, I lost many issues along the way. But I still treasure these because these are the actual books that I bought and collected back when I was still a kid. I also acquired a special Transformers comic book. This was in 1986. And what makes it so special, this is the UK version, the United Kingdom version of the Transformers comics. They were bigger, magazine size, and they're actually better quality. There's better art. And then the best part is the back, where it introduces the new teams. So you have the Protectobots, you have the Combaticons, the Aerial Bots, and the Stunticons. If you grew up during the 80s, I'm pretty sure you're one of those kids that was obsessed with the Transformers. Again, this is an organic collection. These are the actual toys I played with, the actual comics I read. It's now something that my kids can check out and hopefully realize that their dad at one time was also a Transformers fan. See you in the next episode. Bye.